All over Europe, member states are in crisis. 21 million people are unemployed, an increase of 5 million from this time last year. Meanwhile, 16% of European citizens live their lives at risk of poverty. That's 70 million people. With Europe's social and economic future at stake, how will Europe respond? And is the Lisbon Treaty part of the solution? In 2005, France and Holland said no to the European Constitution. European leaders had to look for another road to reform, and the result was the Lisbon Treaty. While the Constitution was presented as a new rulebook, Lisbon is an amending treaty that rewrites the existing set of rules. The Lisbon Treaty is controversial and there are many arguments for and against. Some see Lisbon as the next step on the road to reform, leading to a better Europe. Others argue that the treaty will take us even further down the wrong road, serving big business and economics ahead of people and society. Europe makes a difference. From Athens to Athenry, women and men are treated more equally, workplaces are safer and fair, and diversity is celebrated. However, social objectives have not come naturally to the European Union, which was originally motivated by breaking down barriers to trade and allowing freedom of movement. Over time, a social vision emerged in response to demands for a better society. This journey was underlined with a commitment to making a decisive impact on poverty by 2010. With millions of children still living in poverty, it's clear that Europe could do better, so what can the Lisbon Treaty do? Some say the Lisbon Treaty puts social justice at the heart of the European project. Others argue that the direction stays the same and the free market still comes first. For many, the Charter of Fundamental Rights strengthens the fight against poverty and gives social Europe a stronger legal basis. Critics say that it offers nothing new and merely repeats previous commitments. It can be argued that Lisbon's social clause will change the way decisions are made and will lead to poverty-proofing of European policy. However, many say that the clause is mere window dressing and is not a significant step forward. Some praise the inclusion of a new framework for the provision of services like health and public transport. Others take the opposite view and believe the treaty will attack public services by opening them up to privatisation. Lisbon also tries to tackle the democratic deficit with provisions such as the Citizens' Initiative, whereby 1 million signatures can change policy. Opponents of the treaty argue that the democratic gulf remains too wide and people will still feel removed from the European Union. All across the Union, economies have gone from boom to bust. 5 million young people are unemployed, an increase of 1 million from this time last year. Of the 5.4 million children who were born in the EU last year, 1 in 5 will face poverty from the first day of their lives. In the next decade, the European project will be put to the test. Will the Lisbon Treaty help or hinder those most in need? What do you think? It's your Europe, your vote, your choice.